What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So we have a few stories that we're going to talk about today. So we're going to talk about the COVID cases are on the rise. We're also going to talk about the IRS. They extended their deadline for the first stimulus check. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about the Senate. The Senate left on Monday, yesterday, and they're going on their pre-election break. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and the impact and the look, why it doesn't look good for them to do something like this right now, and why what just preceded them leaving really makes it that much worse. So we're going to talk about that. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So the first story we're going to talk about is COVID cases. They are on the rise, and we're going to take a look at a few graphs here. So here is the daily new coronavirus cases, and you can see a spike there where the arrow is at the top. That's over 80,000 for 2 days straight, over 80,000 cases. And so pretty interesting when you look at this whole thing. I mean, it's, and this was on Friday and Saturday, that spike. And then since then, it's come down just a little bit into the 70,000s. And then this is not completely up to date, so it doesn't have today on here. So looking at the cases, it's just amazing to me that we're in a situation like this again. And the reason that I want to talk about the rise in COVID cases, because we can control this. We can. And so I'm hoping that people start looking at this and start realizing, okay, these numbers are going up. Let's do some of the things that we did in the past in order to slow down this spread. Another graph that I want to show you guys. Now, this is interesting. So this is Boston, so the greater Boston area. And what they're doing is they're testing their wastewater. And they're tracking COVID-19 by doing that. And so when they see a higher level of COVID-19 in the wastewater, then they know that there's a higher level of COVID-19 cases in the city. So I thought that was really interesting, just a different way of kind of looking at things, testing the wastewater, and then you can find out if there are more cases without doing actual tests. So when I say tests, I mean COVID-19 tests on each individual. So I thought that was another interesting way to track COVID-19. So you don't have to test individuals. You can test the wastewater and find out where the hot spots are. So I thought that was interesting. Okay, so the next story we want to talk about is the IRS. They've extended their deadline. So they've extended the deadline. So if you are one of those people who did not receive your full stimulus check, so let's say you didn't get the $500 dependent pay, well, they've extended that date. And so now it is November 21st. So you have until November 21st. Go over to the IRS portal, fill out the information, and then you can receive that additional $500 per dependent. Now, this is only for dependents under 17, and this is for the first stimulus check. Now, if you have not received your first stimulus check at all, the full $1,200, what I would recommend is calling the IRS. They have a 1-800 number. I'll post in the link in the description. And that way you can find out if you are eligible, and then they'll walk you through the steps on how you can receive it. But you have until November 21st. You want to take care of that. Okay, so the last story we're going to talk about is the Senate. So the Senate left yesterday, Monday, and they have gone home for their pre-election break. And this is a bad look, I think, for them. And I'm going to explain to you the reasons why I think it's a bad look. So we've been waiting 5 months for a stimulus package since May 15th. That's when the HEROES Act was approved by the House, sent over to the Senate. And since that time, nothing has happened. And when I say nothing, I mean, as far as the Senate's concerned, they have not approved anything. But we saw yesterday, they confirmed Amy Coney Barrett as a Supreme Court Justice, a new Supreme Court Justice. And it took 13 days for them to do that. 13 days for them to confirm her. However, we've been waiting 5 months for some type of approval in the Senate. And we have not received anything when it comes to another stimulus package. And the fact that they've gone home means that we're not going to see anything before the election. There's no time now. There really isn't, because they've all gone home. The House could potentially pass something in the next couple of days, but that would mean the House would have to pass something first. So first off, you need an agreement. So the House and the White House need to come to an agreement. So Nancy Pelosi and the White House, they need to come to an agreement. They need to put it to paper. Then they need to approve it in the House within the next 3-4 days, and then send it over to the Senate. So that means that the Senate will have to come back and vote before the election. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So what the Senate has shown us is that, sure, they can move fast if they want to. They can move in 13 days from nomination to confirmation. But when it comes to the American people, it took 5 months and we still haven't seen a stimulus package. And after the election, it's going to be even harder to see a stimulus package. We might have to wait until February. And so I just think when it comes to these senators, it amazes me how out of touch they are with the American people. Now, it's not all the senators. You have some senators that they don't want to move on this. They don't want to move at all when it comes to a stimulus package. They don't think that we need another stimulus package. It's too much money. And so I don't understand how they could be so out of touch and how they could look at our current situation, the current pandemic, the current crisis that we're in, and not want to do anything for businesses, for the American people, for people who are unemployed. I mean, it amazes me. And so that's what we have right now. That's who we have in office right now. And that's why you need to hold them accountable. And I know I keep coming back to this. I've talked about it in the last 3-4 videos that I've posted. It's an election year. We're right around the corner from an election. You need to hold these politicians accountable because they've gone home. They said, you know what, stimulus package, we don't need you to talk about that. We're going to go home. And it's pre-election, a pre-election break. Not all of them are running for re-election, by the way. You have 23 Republicans. You have 12 Democrats. The rest of them are not running for re-election. There are 100 senators, so the majority of them are not running for re-election right now. But guess what? They'll be running for re-election in 2 years. They'll be running for re-election in 4 years. Some of these same senators that aren't running for re-election now. And so there could be a situation where hopefully we remember these things and hold them accountable then. But I just thought it was amazing that they wouldn't even entertain the fact that, you know what, we should stay. We shouldn't go on a break. At least stay this last week and try to see if something can get done in the House. And better yet, people like Mitch McConnell, the leadership in the Senate, they should be trying to get something done. They got something done when it came to the Supreme Court Justice confirmation. Why not get something done when it comes to the stimulus package? We've been waiting for 5 months. So I want to know what you guys think about that. So let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.